Greetings and gratitude, tribe. Welcome back to our space. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. I'm here because I actually just got out of the backyard, and I've had these cards on the altar for a little bit. I needed to stop what I was doing to come back to the altar because that's exactly where I was called to. This is my working space where I'm talking to my ancestors, when I'm talking to my guides and whatnot in the living room area. And that's the reason why we're here. But, anyways, that really is not important. So I was pulling some cards and whatnot, and I allowed these cards to sit on the altar. And one of the things that came through with this pull was that there's a sense of peace that I feel that we're being asked to pull ourselves into. We're being asked to pull ourselves into peace and to allow ourselves to just surrender to the fact that there are things that are happening that are absolutely outside of our control, yes. But I also feel the word that comes through right now is grace. And it really does feel like right now someone here is probably looking for some type of sign or a signal that allows them to welcome and reassurance, or they're looking for a sign or a signal of reassurance that everything is going to be okay, that they are in a space where they're safe. And I really want to mention now that the fact that the temperance card is here, and the fact that the world card is here, and the fact that the star card is here, this is one of those things where your guides and your ancestors, specifically ancestors, are letting you know that this is not a doom and gloom situation for you. This is not a doom and gloom situation in life at all. In fact, this is a divine recalibration, and this is a call for you to come inwards and pull back into yourself, into your own nights. I just heard something about the night of the soul, or the dark night of the soul. There's something here that someone is going through where they're looking up and they're looking for grace, they're looking for guidance, and they're looking for peace and tranquility. And the best thing that you can do for yourself right now is to know that you are being guided by divine light, and you are being guided by these codes. You are awakening some type of code, or some type of codes are being unlocked within yourself. And this is where the words are no more. This is where you say that no more, or no longer will I allow myself to step outside of peace for the sake of someone else. No longer will I allow someone else's war or chaos to pull me out of peace, when I know that I am here for a divine purpose. And this is soul activation. This is soul purpose. And I feel like moving forward, your guides, specifically your ancestors, are calling you back to the altar. They're calling you back to the altar of your body. They're calling you back to the waters within yourself, to the waters of your tears. And I feel like they're asking for you to not only ground, but they're asking you to come into prayer. They're asking for you to come back to the altar because there is information that they're wanting to give you. And they're saying to you now that this is not doom and gloom, but rather a call, a signal for you to pull back into yourself. And I feel like with the star card here, this is one of those things where your guides, again, specifically your ancestors, are telling you that this is something that was ordained and prayed over for your life, not because they saw it for you for their sake, but because they see it for you, because this is what you're here to do. There's some type of purpose, or there's some type of activation happening with someone's purpose. And I feel like how you know that you're walking in purpose, or that you're walking on purpose, is that people, your environment, will respond to you. It'll start showing you and sending you signs and signals. You may have a conversation with someone, and within that conversation, they may say something that stands out to you. And how do I know this? Because the other day, I feel like it was about probably 2 days ago, what ended up happening was I told the divine, I said, if this is meant for me, right, show me the signs. But I whispered it because I didn't want my phone to hear me. Whenever I say something around devices, I don't count what I see on the internet, because that could easily be the fact that the phone is listening to you, and then it shows you things based upon what it's hearing. So what I did was I talked to the divine, and I said, remember when I told you that if it was meant for me to move to Virginia, to send me the resources, to send me everything that I needed, to send the people that were going to help me. And remember how you actually did that for me, how people came to help, and these people were like landmarks, or they were check-ins, and that's how I knew that I was on my way. Send me a signal in that way. Lo and behold, I ended up seeing things in my environment, not on my phone, but in my environment. And then I ended up having a conversation with someone who basically said something to me, and it was the craziest thing ever. I started off seeing 333 on license plates. I was like, all right, cool. this is so interesting because although I haven't seen this, in a while, I'm seeing it now, but okay. And then I remember telling the divine that if it was really meant for me to have the conversation or let me hear it in a conversation. Well, what ended up happening was I talked to a woman that saw me in Whole Foods with my family, with my tribe. And she mentioned to me, because she talked to me at first and then she left. And then somehow we came back around and she said, yeah, like I have kids ranging from 33 down to like 14. And I looked at my partner, I said 33, and she was like, yes. And I was like, wow. And it was at that moment where I received divine confirmation. Why am I saying this? This is a moment in your life where more than likely you're going to start hearing things in conversations. You're going to start not approaching people, or you may approach people, or people may approach you with divine messages. They may approach you with some kind of divine guidance, or they could give you some type of information that could help you along your path, that lets you know that you are doing the work that you need to do, that you are fulfilling your purpose here. And I feel like your purpose right now is moving forward to tap into peace, to use your life experiences and use what you've learned to help others moving forward. And it's not just about you helping others for the sake of helping others. It's also just simply you being in your divine essence, because that is the essence of you. What I'm picking up on here with the star card is that someone here is looking again, they're looking to the stars, asking, praying out to their God, praying out to God, praying out to their ancestors, saying, is this really right for me? Am I really headed in the right direction? And you are never lost as long as you allow yourself to pray, to meditate. And maybe you don't like prayer. Maybe you like chanting. Maybe you like affirmations. No matter what it is that you feel called to, whenever you are at your altar or whenever you are out doing things throughout the day, remember to welcome in your guides. Remember to welcome in your ancestors, because they are helping to unlock certain codes within you that is going to help you maneuver and continue pacing in life. And it's not even just about pacing, it's about thriving. And I feel like I just saw an image of, I just saw like a spaceship landing. So this is something where I just heard the word light codes. I feel like someone here is tapping into their star seed, like the star seed activation, or they're tapping into the star seed aspect within themselves. And I just heard something about the galactic codes, which is so funny because it's bringing me to to this deck that I usually use. I'll introduce that later. Now is not the time. The reason why I'm saying this is because there's some type of sparkly energy that's awakening within yourself, where there's a sparkle or like a glimmer. And I'm seeing a shooting star. You could be someone that used to wish on shooting stars as a child, or maybe you do now, or maybe you imagine shooting stars within your third eye. Either way it goes, I feel like you're being given a signal that you are on the right path, that there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. In fact, they're encouraging you. They are fostering more growth. They're fostering love, and they want you to build more of a relationship with them. Your ancestors are asking for you to build more of a relationship with them, because they can give you access to things that you could not pick up on if it was just you by yourself. They are helping you by helping you tap into information that you wouldn't have been able to tap into had it been just you. And for anyone wondering, the deck that this is the Mayan tarot. Let me try to focus this real quick. And this deck is not available. It's not easily accessible. This deck is no longer being printed, if I'm not mistaken. So I actually lucked up. I say I lucked up, but it really wasn't luck. It was me talking to my ancestors, and I let them know, if this was meant for me, make it easy for me to get it. And they made it easy for me to get it. Like, not even joking. I actually got this. I want to say I paid about $43 or something like that. Plus shipping, which is so funny because if you go elsewhere, this deck could be easily over $200. I mean, there's people selling this deck for like $700. I got this deck for $43. So that was an alignment. And that's another thing too. How you know that you're in alignment with something is your ancestors and your guides help you to, it's easy. It comes just so easily and effortless. And not everything is going to be easy and effortless. At the same time, there are some things where they're like, I really want you to hang on. It's so interesting because now we're shifting gears. You actually have the hangman here. And it's interesting that you have the hangman, because a hangman is all about surrender. And this is not something that you're meant to fight alone. This is not something that you're meant to do by yourself. This is something that you are meant to hold on. And this is something that you are meant to do with a group, with your tribe. But not only that, they're asking for you to start behind the scenes. There's something about you starting behind the scenes and knowing that moving forward, this is whatever this is, this thing that you keep imagining, or this thing you keep feeling. It's like this call that simmers within the depths of you, and now the call is being heard, but they're asking for you to come to the altar so that they can give you information. There's something about you allowing yourself to surrender to what the path is. And even though now times are uncertain, they are asking for you to not necessarily have faith, but to just simply know that everything is happening in divine order. There is nothing to be afraid of. There are so many lessons that you have learned in life, and they're asking for you to share those messages. Once you start to share your voice, and once you start to really show people and be the embodiment of the wisdom that you have within yourself, that is how you shift, and that is how you change. Right now, you may be very, very sensitive, and it's okay that you're sensitive. It's okay that you feel sensitive at the moment, because there are so many things that are changing. There are so many things that are changing. And look at this. You also have the full card. The fact that you have all major arcana cards lets me know. Let me see if I can catch this image real quick. There we go. The fact that you do have all major arcana cards, you are being led directly into the void. But remember, in our last video, we talked about how Pisces was the art of the void. This is you embracing this new venture, or venturing off into something that allows you to grow exponentially. But they're asking for you to trust. Your path is not going, the word is seasoned. Your path is not going to look like everyone else's. It actually could unfold the more seasoned that you become. But imagine all this energy being harnessed and held back, and it's being contained. Now imagine when you start learning how to really conduct yourself, how you exert this energy. Now imagine all of that energy, all of that ample power, all of that potent power then being dispersed across the earth and your tribe and your the behind the scenes, in the world and your work. Imagine that you'd be a cannon, right? You'd be a cannon of wisdom that is unstoppable. You are building a system that is so unstoppable, that is so monumental, that the test of time cannot move it. You can't. And they will ripple across this galaxy. And that's what you're doing. And I feel like your guides, your intergalactic guides and your intergalactic ancestors are going to start sending you more information. They're asking for you to fast. They're asking for you to chant. They're asking for you to use the power of words, to use the power of art. And they're asking for you to allow yourself to open up and be a vessel that shares knowledge and information. And it's so interesting because now we meet here the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is so beautiful because the Ten of Cups is this energy where everyone or everything is in alignment, it's happy, it's fulfilled. And this truly is fulfillment. They're saying that you're moving away from, or you're no longer adapting or marrying the ideology that material makes you happy, or things of the material make you happy, but rather you use a material world to help you manifest, right? But also to help you expand your consciousness and to work better with your reality. But what it really is you allowing yourself to feel more fulfilled with the more emotional, with the more spiritual, with the more with the more intuitive aspect. With the more intuitive aspect. It's so beautiful. And look at that. You even have the lovers here. You have the lovers here that is showing up for you as well. And this is all by choice. This is one of those things where you say, I'm choosing to become more aligned with myself, also with others, and people who are truly in alignment, who want to see me grow, and prosper. And I also help with that as well. I feel also like this is reassurance that you are oh, look at that. That is so amazing. Look at this. Look at this. The Chariot is also here. This is the path forward. They're asking you to move forward. They're asking for you to forgive yourself. They're asking for you to forgive others. They're asking for you to come to the altar and lay it all on the altar. They're saying that they see you and that they want so much for you to grow. They are wanting so much for you to just simply be happy, and they want you to be happy. But they're saying that they know that with that happiness, with that contentment, or with, this comfortability, I don't know how to say the word, comfortability, that with that does come sacrifice. And the sacrifice is that you have to let go of the burden. You have to let go of the things that you have held on to. And they're saying to use me as an example, me meaning Nuna. They're saying use me as an example. And this is where I'm going to put myself on the line, because this is how much I love and care for you. And I'm just going to say it because it is what it is. I wish that I had more people in my life that could help me, or not even more people, but I wish that there were certain people that helped me see the beauty within myself. I wish that that a certain someone would have agreed with me when my husband passed away. And although I'm not trying to trauma bond with you, I'm letting you know that there are so many things that I wish that would have, could have, should have. At the end of the day, that just simply wasn't my path. There were people that I wish could understand that were there. And maybe I wouldn't have held on to so much. Maybe my body wouldn't be the way that it is now. Maybe it wouldn't be so hard for me to release the things out of my body, because the body does store information, and trauma is information. It's energy and it's information. So use me as an example. The more you express yourself, the more that you put yourself out there, the more that you say what it is that you need to feel safe, the more that you trust in your voice, the more that you trust in your path, the less likely it is for you to falter. And you'll never falter. And they're asking for you to come to the altar. They're asking for you to learn the lessons that you need to learn right now. Because if you decided to do that, if you decided to allow yourself to move with wisdom, that everything will align, and everything is aligned. And I want you to remember how powerful you are, and remember not to allow anybody to tell you that you are not powerful, because you are. You are so powerful, and you are so gifted, and you are so loved right now. And you have always been loved. Always. Even in the moments where you couldn't see it, you have always been loved. There is a divine mother, a divine father, a divine seasoned ancient one that lives within you. And they're asking for you to allow that energy to reveal itself. But the only way you're able to do that is if you let go and you release the things that burden you, the things that keep you rooted and grounded in chaos and war. Don't let the chaos of this world cause you to become at war with yourself. Don't let the chaos of this world cause you to become at war with yourself. There is no war within yourself, and you are safe to let go now. You are safe to let go now. They're saying you are safe to let go now. They're asking for you to come to the altar. They're asking for you to come to the river. They're asking for you to come because they see that there is a baptism that is needed. They're welcoming you into their space. They're saying you are welcome. You are welcome here. You are safe here. They're asking for you to give yourself, because if you have nothing left, give your tears. They accept tears as an offering. This is divine intervention for your life at the moment. May this message reach someone who needs it immediately. May this message help someone tap into their rite of passage, or allow them to tap into the energy that they need to help them with this rite of passage, because there is a rite of passage. There's something where they're welcoming you into this new life, and they're saying you've been ordained now. You have been ordained now. There was something you learned, your sensitivities. They're saying that it was life that taught you. It was life that taught you. And you can share that life with other people. And now is the time. Make sure that you are cleansing. Make sure that you are fasting when you need to. Make sure that you are implementing the right foods that you need to help you along this journey. Every tool that you need is now available to you. Everything that you need to be successful, to thrive, is available to you right now. It's not even just about trusting, it's about knowing and it's about claiming it. They're asking for you to claim it. They said to meet them at the river, meet them at the lake. You'll hear them in the water. I'm seeing a turtle pop its head out of the water right now. It could be a turtle that you have a connection with. A falcon or an eagle could be significant to you. A coiled snake could be significant to you. I'm hearing the word condor. There's something about the word condor that's coming through right now. They're giving me the image of a caterpillar, a big, like a fat green caterpillar. Oh, this thing is so fat and green and it's beautiful and it has spots on it. The monarch. I'm hearing a monarch. There's something that I'm hearing for me. I'm going to keep that aside. I'm not going to share that. That's for me. They're letting you know that they are so proud of you. They are so proud of your progress. They are so proud of you. They hear your prayers and they want to help you. Allow yourself to be helped. Allow people in. They're asking for you to open up. You may have to walk away from people, but that too is okay. That too is divine. You may have wanted people there for you, but they're saying that they were not meant to be that for you. And they know that. And they know that you hurt. They know that you hurt with that. And that is also something that I can relate to with you. And I'm letting you know that even though you may want certain people in your life, they're not meant to be there. And it's okay that they're not, sweetie. It's okay that they're not, my love. You don't have to feel burdened by what they couldn't do, but rather feel empowered by what you can do. Be empowered, be inspired, be in love with yourself, be in love with your life. You don't need permission to be happy and to be okay. You don't need permission to thrive and to feel safe. You are safe to feel safe. And your guides are wanting you to know that, specifically your ancestors. There is hope. They're saying that there is hope because you respond when people say that you have hope. There is hope. They're saying that you respond well to this. You respond well, no matter how rigid you may have came off, no matter how much cement that you use to try and cover yourself, you are still soft and jelly on the inside, and they know that. You had to keep the armor up because it kept you protected. You don't have to be that anymore. Let it go, put it down. They're asking for you to put it down. Cry if you need to. Cry if you need to. At the time of me filming, this is the day after. The day after Jupiter goes direct in Cancer. Clarity, emotional clarity is here. Ancestral clarity. The more you cry, the more you express, the more the ancestors, your ancestors, can share their stories through you. They share their stories through your tears. Work with your ancestors. They have messages for you. No one can give to you. Not me, not another reader on YouTube, not another reader on TikTok. Nobody. No one can give you the messages that your ancestors can give to you. So don't go looking for answers from me. Don't go looking for answers from people on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. Sometimes all you got to do is go to your own altar. Go to the altar that they are asking you to make. And if all you have to offer are your tears, give them your tears and watch how much you grow. Thank you for tuning into this message. I hope that it reaches whoever it needs to reach. I'm going to go ahead and go behind the scenes because I have things that I need to get done. I love you very much. You have my heart, you have my love, and you have my grace, you have my compassion. I hope you have a beautiful day.